Yeah, I'm just getting out of prison. You know, when I got out, all this technology and this internet stuff and these podcasts. Yeah, everybody got their own podcast, and they want you to come on their podcast and say whatever you want to say, and and build a little platform and like that. But I don't know nothing about this. I'm just trying. I'm learning how to do my own podcast for my own Tony Bogart Foundation. Instead of trying to come out here trying to catch up. I cannot catch up. I'm trying to catch on. So and I'm not gonna be on my podcast talking about this guy, that guy, that guy. No, only thing I'm on my podcast talking about is Tony Bogart and my foundation, my brother, me. That's all on the table. All that other trying to go talk about this guy, talk about that. Nah, I'm just talking about what I know about in my history and this gang banging and my brother, and that's it. Anything else, if somebody else want to add to it, they can come on the podcast or get in contact with me, through my Instagram account or, my Tony Bogart Foundation, and we could go on record and we could set everything in motion, they could tell their own story. I'm not gonna be volunteering no information about nobody. I'm not throwing nobody up under the bus trying to get 15 minutes of fame. I'm standing on my business and my brother business, and that's all. And other than that, we got a lot of these youth out here. They gang banging, but they don't know what they gang banging for. They lost, they direction on. They homeless. They ain't got nobody to love. That's why I went to a game, because I didn't have no love. Nobody thought about me. Nobody took care of me. The streets raised me. The institution raised me. And I'm a product of my own environment. But you gotta start trying to make a change. You can't always blame it on I grew up in wise or I grew up in the pride. You can't blame it on that. You can't keep on blaming it. You gotta take control of your own destiny. You gotta be the master of your own fate. I've been to prison, I got shot in Pelican Bay Ride. Been on every 180 yard in the state of California. I put my work in, got my hands dirty. I'm back on the streets now. You know, Only reason I got out of prison because I had to go to the United States Marine Corps to make law. All you gotta do is look at my case. People versus George Thomas. It's only two ways to get out of prison when you got 2 or 3 lives, and either the law change or you make law. I made law. That's how I'm out of prison. That's how I'm doing the right thing now. You know, every constitutional right I had by me being who I am, Bogart, and being a black man. I went to prison on a case that never should even went to trial. Donald Trump got his case kicked out on prosecutorial misconduct. I went to prison on vindictive prosecution. And I had the same prosecutor. I went to 3 trials. And every time I had the same dude, they never removed him off my case. And it ain't no justice. It's just the system. It's all broken. And it favors, it's racism, but that's just the way it is. It's a world, so the only thing we do is try to make ourselves better as individuals, because we ain't gonna be able to change nothing until we start with all, but we gonna get into all that on my podcast. We gonna bring brothers in from all walks of society, gangbangers, non-gangbangers, non-affiliates, so we can get a grasp on what we need to do to move forward. And we gonna come up with a solution. And we ain't talking about no problem. We talking about the solution. We talking about the cure to the madness. That's it.